I have spent an unreasonable amount of time designing my new home in my head. I've been spending countless hours on Instagram and Pinterest, and I've even created some renders. So I thought today we could sit down and go through the design concept. So each room will have its own unique personality, but I want there to be a unifying theme throughout the house. And I want the renovation to feel very much like it's always been there and it's always been our home. When we first toured the house, what I loved most about it was that it has these big, beautiful windows, the vaulted ceiling, that connection to outside. So I really want to bring outside in. It also has a lot of renovations from the late 80s, early 90s. So carpet, mirrored panels, lots and lots of wallpaper. So we want to restore the house to a condition to maybe what it looked like before that renovation. The phrase I'm using to kind of coin the style is collected coastal traditional or heritage, collected coastal heritage. And it's something I've made up, but let's get into it. I'll describe it to you. So I'm just looking at my mood board now. And the starting point, like I said, is bringing the outside in. So I want lots of wood, stone, natural materials. And then I want to layer in the warmth of an older, like East Coast home, and then add some European charm, and then a sprinkle of mid-century modern. So I keep coming back to rooms that feel collected, materials that have lots of texture and history, nothing that's like new and sparkly. And I don't want everything to be perfectly matched. I want it to feel like a house that everything has been slowly gathered over time and it tells the story of our history. So the foundation will be warm white walls with lots of walnut and oak. And then the deeper colors will come throughout the house with little specks of olive green, burgundy, tobacco, faded navy. And then some rooms will be like light and calm, and then others will be dark and moodier. I really love contrast. The same materials and colors will be reappearing throughout the house, but in different ways, so everything feels connected. So let's start at the front door, and then we could go through it room by room. And I'll go in the order of my house tour, so if you haven't watched that yet, go back and watch the video. So the current entryway is a lot. There's wallpaper, there's carpet on the stairs, mirrored doors, and the stairs kind of pop up into the living room. So I really want it to feel like an architectural moment. I'm kind of calling it like a jewel box because it's in the center of the house. So I'm looking at my inspiration for the entry, and I'm thinking kind of lots of old terracotta floors and then a darker staircase with gallery walls that kind of look like they've grown through time. I don't want to copy these rooms exactly, but these references are more about identifying the feeling that I want to bring into the home. Okay, and here it is. So I'm imagining muted antique terracotta floors, something with variation and texture. The mirrored closets will eventually become like a simple walnut door. And then those surrounding walls will stay very kind of quiet and warm. And then the staircase will become the main feature. So I'm thinking a deep burgundy or a muted oxblood along that staircase paired with like a black iron and warm handrail with a traditional runner. The wall going up the stairs will have a gallery wall of family photos and collected artwork. This is definitely one of the bolder choices in the house, but I think concentrating the color here will make the entry very memorable and inviting and a little unexpected, which I love. Okay, moving on to the kitchen. So the kitchen is one of those rooms that I'm trying really hard not to renovate for the sake of renovating. The layout currently works, the cabinetry is in good shape, the room already gets such beautiful light with the windows and the skylights. So rather than completely demolishing everything, I want to identify the changes that will have the greatest impact with time. So the goal is just to make the kitchen feel lighter and warmer and then bring in those like earthy elements. So looking at my inspirations, I'm saving lots of kitchens that are bright without feeling too stark. So lots of warm cabinetry, honed stone, handmade tile, a mix of like polished and imperfect materials. So right now the current vision is to keep everything where it is, the cabinetry, and just update it in a warm finish. The countertops, I'm thinking a honed Taj Mahal quartzite because it has this like creamy base with like subtle movements and it feels quite earthy and nice. And then the backsplash, I'm thinking the handmade Zalige tiles, but I'm scared that might feel dated because they are quite trendy right now. Let me know what you think. I'm also a big component of practicality in a kitchen. So right now the floors are wood, but there's already so much water damage on them. I don't want to bring new wood flooring into the kitchen. I'm very much like, kitchen should be tile. So I definitely want to put tile down, and even the sink, like I just want something that's easy to clean. So I'm thinking stainless steel. And then I'll bring in the character with the faucet and the hardware and the lighting. The kitchen will also most likely be the last thing we renovate, so that's gonna be a while from now. Okay, moving on to the family room. So the kitchen's in the south end of the house, and then connected to it is the family room on the north side of the house. So because of that, it gets noticeably moodier, like it just gets a lot darker in the family room. So I really want to play into that contrast by making it feel more enclosed and kind of cozy. And there's such a beautiful stone fireplace, so I really want to make that the main kind of element in there. So looking at my inspiration, I keep coming back to darker rooms that feel very intimate and cozy. I like lots of olive tones, worn rugs, and leather. The fireplace will be the anchor, and I'm even considering maybe like a deep olive for the walls and then a cream sofa to kind of stop the room from feeling too heavy, and then adding in the warmth with leather chairs and walnut furniture and Persian rugs. And then rather than one big light, I want lots of little lamps, and this is a common theme throughout the house. Okay, right off the family room is our little powder room. And the powder room is a perfect example of a room that can easily be labeled like outdated, demolish it all. But it has this baby blue floor tile, which I really love. So instead of fighting it, I decided let's just like dive right into the blue. I'm kind of looking at nautical themed washrooms, but not nautical as in like anchors and ropes and seashells, but more like a older coastal home that has like a beautiful painting of a sailboat. So I want to keep the blue tile, like I said, and then just kind of pair it with a richer blue wall, and then have walnut furniture style vanities with like a warm stone counter, and then H brass fixtures, an oval mirror, and then a picture of a sailboat just to complete the room. And by repeating the blue more deliberately, I think the original tile floor will feel completely intentional and modern. It's a small room, so that means we can have a lot more fun in there. Okay, the dining room sits right beside the living room, so the two spaces need to relate to one another, but I don't want them to feel the exact same. The room already comes with this beautiful table, so I'm definitely keeping it. It's too nice to replace. So looking at my inspiration photos, everything here feels like a little bit more European and collected. I love like kind of more formal wood tables surrounded by more informal chairs, and then large paper lanterns and old landscape art. These rooms all feel beautiful where people want to sit down and have dinner. I don't want it to feel like a museum. So here is the final render. The idea is to build the room around the existing table and then have like new or even vintage rush seat chairs with a walnut sideboard. The dining room will have straight plank flooring so the house doesn't become too visually busy. Over the table, I'm thinking a large paper lantern rather than something very formal or sparkly. It adds softness and it brings in that mid-century flair. But now I'm starting to grow attached to the existing light in there. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I want this room to feel special when we have people over, but not so formal that we only eat there like twice a year. Okay, the living room is where I feel the most pressure to get it right because it's so big. It has the big, enormous windows that just like look out to the forest, the vaulted ceilings. It's stunning, so I just really need to do it right. So my references for this room are warm and layered and very restrained, just nice and simple. I keep saving herringbone floors and sculptural fireplaces with cream upholstery and darker wood furniture, and lots of large vintage rugs. I also love rooms where all the colors come from earth tones. I want it to feel elegant, but not too precious. Most of the house will have the straight plank hardwood, but I want the living room to feel a little bit more special. So this is the one place we're planning on using herringbone. The direction of the herringbone will guide your eyes out towards the window and the beautiful view. The fireplace will become softer and more sculptural, so I'm thinking like a Roman clay or plaster style finish. Then I would layer in a cream sofa, maybe all over the current one I'm sitting on, and then have lots of dark wood coffee tables and vintage rugs with faded burgundies and navies. Again, I want there to be lots of soft, smaller lighting, so table lamps, floor lamps, picture lights, just to keep the room feeling intimate at night. I think the challenge for this room is knowing when to stop. I really don't want to over-design it because the view is so magical. So Peter's office needs to function as a real office, so that means like dual monitors, files, lots of storage, but neither of us want it to feel like a corporate office. So I keep looking at kind of older offices from like Mad Men and even some like old libraries. The inspiration kind of falls in between that. Just lots of warm walnut, a heavy substantial desk, and lots of tailored lighting. We're looking at walnut paneling or built-ins, probably some French doors, and a dark desk placed in the proper command position. A dark leather chair with a vintage rug to bring in that old library feeling. This is one of those rooms that can carry a lot more darkness, and it will have a lot of the same elements of the rest of the house, so it feels connected. Okay, the solarium is a room that I'm allowing myself to have a lot of fun in. It has so much light and glass. It doesn't need the same formality as the rest of the house. So all my inspiration are kind of like old English garden rooms. Lots of wicker, rattan, terracotta, linen, lots and lots of plants. This is also one of the lightest rooms in the house, and I think this is where Feta will spend most of her time. So let me show you. Isn't that so much fun? Moving on to the bedroom. Here I want the bedroom to feel a lot more quieter. I want to keep all our existing bedroom furniture, so I'm using that as the starting point to kind of design the room because I don't want to refurnish everything. So all my inspirations, I keep coming back to bedrooms that are warm and layered and not overly decorated. The depth is coming from the wood and the rugs and the linen, and again, lots of earthy colors. The walls will stay warm and we'll keep that soft, straight plank flooring. And then I'm thinking kind of floor to ceiling walnut doors to replace the mirrored closets and have them on both sides so we have like a his and hers of built-ins. I want to layer in a vintage olive rug and then have like a mushroom kind of colored sheets, and then bring in that like masculine energy with like a leather bench, and then have lots of like earthy ceramic lighting. I wanted to feel connected to the richer rooms in the house, but in a lot softer way. The primary bathroom is a strange room in the house in that it has 2 showers. So this will be fully renovated, most likely. I've been looking at references that feel more like small European hotel bathrooms. So let me show you what we came up with. The current idea is to remove the extra shower and replace that with a linen closet. I want it to feel very quiet and restorative, very warm and calm. Okay, one of the weirdest rooms in the house is the indoor jacuzzi room. We definitely will not be using that, so we're gonna turn it into a gym. And one feature in that room I do want to keep. So the black tile wall could be really dramatic. So instead of removing it, I want to treat it as the architectural anchor for the new space. We would remove the jacuzzi, fill in that sunken area, and introduce maybe like a cork flooring, which would bring in warmth and comfort. I'm thinking lots of walnut storage, kind of black gym equipment, lots of soft sconces to make the room feel like a boutique wellness studio. Keeping the black wall kind of brings in that contrasting element that's throughout the house. Okay, and then there's still a couple of rooms that I haven't designed yet. I don't want to force a concept in a house that I haven't lived in yet, so I'm keeping it a little bit more flexible. The guest bedrooms, the sauna, the basement will remain fairly simple while we learn how we actually use them. We're also prioritizing the less glamorous work first, so the moisture issues, replacing the windows, redoing the hardware, getting rid of the rodents, making sure that the house is first and foremost safe to live in. The renders and the design are very exciting and I can't wait to get to that, but we have a lot of practical aspects to deal with first. So that is the current vision of the house. Some rooms will feel light and airy, others will feel dark and moody, but all connected through earth tones and materiality. I know the final home won't look exactly like the renders that I created. Renovation has a way of introducing reality really quick. We'll definitely uncover problems, we'll change our mind, we'll have to make decisions based on budget. But having an overarching vision definitely helps when we have to make quick decisions or when we're feeling unsure. So now that we know where we're going, it's time to make it real. Okay, let's go rip down some wallpaper.